Target dispatch 4, Bravo, 65, 20 low. Over.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Julian Michael, the psychic medium, numerology. Hello, Julian. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. It's getting warmer in New York City. So instead of it getting colder as it was in the last days, we hit like 20s. Now we're dealing with 40s. So welcome to the schizophrenic experience of the climate. God bless climate change.
Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Yeah, it's the weather does fluctuate, doesn't it?
Excuse me?
So the weather is fluctuating a lot.
Yeah, it just reminds us how unpredictable things are, including the weather, and it's for us to realize, especially as we jump in to these next weeks going into 2025, the unpredictability of life. Nothing is what it seems. Nothing is what it seems, or it will destroy you if you think what you're seeing is real.
Right, isn't that the truth?
I saw a commercial, Chris, last night, and I could have sworn that the woman on the commercial, and then the woman changed to like a human being in the next shot, but she was AI.
Yes.
I really feel that they're going to start playing with this more. And AI will be something that will be so common. It's going to be like eating bread and butter in the morning, having toast.
Yeah, AI. We actually did a lot of shows this year and towards of last year about AI intelligence, and it has succumbed so far. The technology, the U.S. government had to put on its brakes on it last year and early this year about how fast the technology has surpassed the capabilities of the human thinking. And first thing, we always talk about weaponizing things, right? Not only for the good, but also the bad.
Yes.
And there are a lot of good uses AI can be as far as operation and doctors and medical fields, especially pharmaceuticals, on coming up with cures for different elements and illnesses that man cannot even think or compute. However, the way AI is coming, it's replacing human beings.
Exactly, and there was a whole thing months ago in regards to the actors' strike.
Yes,
and the reason that the actors were striking is the fact that there was a small a small statement in regards to, you know what, we can use you as a product, as an AI in your facial, as well as also other parts of yourself, including your voice. And there was such an uproar because it was like embedded in one of the last pages. And people realized, wait a second, you're going to use me and my voice and my face, but you're not going to pay me for that.
Yes,
So
that is correct. Well, if
did,
you understand, Bruce Willis, right before he got sick and before he became incapacitated, he sold his rights to his voice and his body to AI, to Hollywood. Did you realize that?
fascinating. And I'm sure others have also, because the bill, the actor studio, the bill was passed, and yet no one really talks about if that is part of the deal or not. It's almost like a hush hush thing. So if there's any actors out there, please let us know if and what is going on with that AI experience in the actors bill that just was passed a number
I
of months.
actually have somebody. As you keep talking, let me message her and
Okay.
let me see.
Yeah, let's message everyone. AI, if you do the numerology, and the father of mathematics is the father of numerology, Pythagoras, who said everything in the universe is number, and that number has a meaning. And it's not woo-woo, it's a science. Um, and the fact that he was not only an amazing philosopher in Greece in 550 BC, as well as had his own mystery schools at 56, he said that what if you've gone from one life to another life, you have these names, you have these birth dates, here you born again, your parents name you name yourself. You're a walking,
Right.
talking physical cosmic frequency. And your name has letters, Chris, as the C being that of the crescent moon. It's the third vibration, and it's also a mouth. So one of your purposes in life and the foundation that you're embedded on in your name is Chris, which is that C, which is that of the crescent moon, which means that there's intuition there if you have faith and trust in it, but it's also you communicating, telecommunications, anything to do with the arts, anything to do with speaking, writing, singing. Let's sing a song, Chris, as well as also listening. But here's the secret: listening to what is not being said. Listening to what is not being said. So,
No, absolutely. Welcome, Melinda. Nice to see you, hon. And
yes,
and that's the thing is that, when I was in the civilian sector, we used to do introductories and promotional videos to new hires and training sessions. And now the companies are automatically paying for software to do those videos and not having human beings to make them.
Yeah. And that's something that, and it's interesting that Elon Musk talks about the fact that AI might be the fall of the human race, and he's not into AI, but at the same time, he has this amazing feature that he's presenting called Neuralink, which a while back was called Neurospace when I was following him years ago. And it's basically embedding an implant in people's brains in order for them to participate on another level of their psyche, of them having certain gifts and talents, whatever it's programmed to do.
No, absolutely. And I'm all for the human advancement.
Sure.
for medical, science,
Yep.
technology, and everything.
Yeah.
However, you have yin and yang, you have good and evil, and anything that you have, like I said, humans always want to weaponize it. And
Same.
when AI first came out, certain scientists created a virus in their basement that can wipe out humanity,
Yes.
and
Yes.
people freaked out over that. I
There's
mean,
a
people
woman.
that
Her
had
name.
no PhD, no medical or anything,
Yep.
told AI to do it, and it formulated something that could take out humanity. So once again, how destructive can we be against our own race?
One of the interesting people that I've met, and I've even heard her speak, and I was speaking to her um, privately on some matters that I was going through in regards to ET abductions, paranormal, and all of that. Is a woman called Linda Moulton Howe. Linda Moulton Howe. And she started in sometime, I believe, in the 70s, where she was a documentary filmmaker, and she was asked to research and film the cattle mutilations that were happening.
Yes,
And
yes,
all of a sudden, that particular exploration that she took, it opened up a whole can of worms where now on this day she's like one of the leading researchers, explorers, pioneers in the paranormal, as well as the ufology, as well as any and all things that go bump in the dark. And she has a lot of connections with government, military. Uh, you can't even imagine. And I heard this long time ago in regards to AI, as well as robots that went wild in this one laboratory, and people were being killed.
yeah. She's very knowledgeable, and there's a lot of people in the comments talking that they know about her and her progression in that field. And like Russell Easterbrook says, AI is the dark side.
Yeah.
And once again, you have light, you have dark. And once again, her work is so far advanced, and she has brought so much to light with her research and her
Yes.
knowledge. I'm a big fan of hers, big fan.
Yes. Yeah. And what's interesting, numerologically, the same thing. Everything has a positive and a negative, and it has duality. And if you take the word A, it's a 1, I is a 9, and that's a 10, which is a 1. So the soul destiny of AI is the 10-1, which is that of taking charge, being the leader, being the explorer, being the pioneer, doing things where and going where angels don't go. On a negative level, it is the dictator. It's the one who pressures and dictates to you how you're supposed to live your life, how you're supposed to think, feel, as well as operate in the system. So you have that duality, and it's interesting. Before I came on, it asked me if I want to go AI. so and I said not at this time, no thank you. So you know, they're trying to get AI in our lives as much as possible, especially online, on the phone, on the on the on the internet, all of that. And also a just a warning to our family here in regards to, I a number of months ago received from Facebook an AI statement saying that Facebook's going to shut down for me in the next 48 hours because of a certain jurisdiction and something that I wrote on Facebook, and it's now being looked over, and it's from the AI department. And Chris, I looked into that, and I got pros and cons, and the next day I really delved deep into the possibilities, and I couldn't get the right information in regards to was this something that is true, or is this something that they wanted me to become a part of so they can get more of my information? Because they always ask you for your information and your password, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to caveat off that, right? And I'm not going to name what platform you're talking about because we're being monitored right now.
Yeah, I didn't, and it was false. It was corrupt.
So right now, that platform you're talking about is watching our show, and they have been programmed by AI to monitor every word that we say.
Beautiful.
And when I say that, I mean it wholeheartedly. That if we say certain words, that computer system will flag our show and our platform and ban us. They will restrict us from broadcasting in Facebook and in other people's jurisdictions and other people's groups. And even though that we are not breaking the platform's rules, just because we say certain phrases, it will flag it and say that we are breaking their rules when we are not. I had to go back on other people's shows and go in there and retaught and fight Facebook, and had to give a great big explanation about what was actually said compared to the rules and regulations, and say we did not break them. So that AI has been replacing employees at Facebook to where they do not go back and watch the content. The computers are flagging it, and that's what's causing all the issues. And I'm telling you, AI is a big enemy in society. Could it be good use in humanity? Absolutely. I believe that. In medical, in science, in law, there are programs right now, instead of you paying $1,500 an hour for an attorney, there are AI programs where you can pay $250 and asking that program a question, and you get everything you need legal-wise. Don't have to pay an attorney.
Well, that's why, Chris, again, this is for entertainment purposes only. And where's our little words, our saying?
Oh, matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. And you have a guest, Julian. You have a guest from Hollywood going to come into the show.
This is wonderful.
So I'm sending her a link right now.
And just to let you know, also followers, I have I'm not going to name any names whatsoever, but a little perturbed because he broke up with his girlfriend, and his libido was high. His libido was high that weekend, and he got on one of these dating sites, and it's well known, and met with this woman, and the next thing it was like a Friday, so they got together on Friday online. They were just talking and stuff like that. He's known, this person. The next day, again, online, nothing, very sweet, very kind. She's extremely educated. The next day, all of a sudden, she's taking off her top. And she goes, "It's time for you. Show me yours." And again, his libido is so high. And he goes, "Yeah, why not?" And he shows his private parts. And she goes, thank you. The next day, he got a email from her and her company or association or something asking for X amount of dollars, saying that you have a family, you have children, you have a company, you're in this and this field, and we'd like to take care of you in regard to you taking care of us.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, it cost him over $10,000 with a lawyer that he called the next day. And the lawyer said, you know what? This was in LA. That's all I'll say. The lawyer said, it's interesting because we didn't have any of these cases a number of years ago. In the last year, we have over 15 lawyers taking calls every day.
Yeah. Julian, I got good news.
Careful out there.
I got good news. You wanted somebody from Hollywood. Well,
I love Hollywood.
I've got you a guest.
I love Hollywood.
You wanted to talk to somebody from Hollywood about AI in Hollywood and wanted to know their thoughts and their opinions. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the one that you know from, did you see it on many shows? And she has her own broadcast, her own show, The Frequency, Lady Leanne Curtis. Welcome.
Of all ages. Where's my
How you doing? Julian, this is Lady Leanne.
Lady Leanne, beautiful.
I just hopped out of my own frying pan and into your fire. Uh-oh. What are we doing?
I love Lady Leanne Curtis because all of a sudden you have the L, 12th letter of the alphabet, a 3. You got the 1, 2, 3 Trinity. You have that architectural tool as well that builds and creates. It's a mouth open. It's also the 1, 2, 3 Trinity of creativity, of expression, of telecommunications, of beauty, as well as psychic intuitive energy. It's an upside down 7. So careful because Leanne is, she's really Mrs. James Bond. Also because she has her secrets. And, you know, she might reveal 1 or 2 tonight. And then also look at this lovely lady. She's beautiful. How are you, Leanne? Lady Leanne Curtis.
My head just swelled bigger than a giant gray ET.
Okay. There you go. And you know what I love about you? You're real.
Everything? Yes.
You're not an AI.
Ouch. Yeah, I'm real. That hurt.
Me too. I'm not a hybrid.
No. Well, I may be a hybrid, but I don't know. But that's okay. I think we've pretty much all been everything at some point. Well, so how can I help you, young man? What else of wacky wisdom can I help offer?
Because we're in a time right now where we're ageless, and thank you for that. We're all youthful in our own way. I know that the actors, and I lived in Hollywood for my 80s was my Hollywood experience.
My condolences.
Everyone from Melanie Griffith and the DiCaprios and this and that and all these interesting people that I've come across.
Whoa. Ermeline DiCaprio. Did we know Ermeline?
Ermeline, no, but I know George, the father.
Okay, Ermeline was my Hollywood mom, Uncle Bill, who took me in, and it's a long story. So, but Uncle Bill used to buy all his weed from Ermeline. She was one of the biggest weed dealers.
Okay.
And then
Again,
when Leonardo DiCaprio kind of like got famous, that had to stop.
this,
But I think
this,
she was able to supplement her income. Okay.
this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm here in New York, and I don't want anyone knocking on my door. And
Upper West Side. I'm on the Upper West Side, but I have a doorman who will not let anybody in. I've got multiple people downstairs, literally.
girl, I don't have any doormen here.
Girl,
With my AK-17 or whatever that is.
you don't need a doorman with an AK. Fuck you. Sorry.
That's right.
I'm sorry.
So let's get back into the paranormal. But thank you for that. We need to.
I have to say that I don't think it should be called paranormal. I think the paranormal is more normal than the behavior that society decides to engage.
Oh,
in.
darling,
Darling,
you're 100% right. In regards to we're the paranormal normals. They outside of us, the Matrix, they're gone. They're lost.
that's okay. More space for us.
Exactly. Talking about space, darling. The actors, the document I was talking about in regards to that, did they sign the fact that their face and their voice and their whole being can be used now or not? Or was that taken out of the actors'
the new contract. Are we talking about? I should be wearing my screen out. I feel like I need to go change my shirt now and put my SAG after shirt.
Please.
Hold on a second. Where the hell is the wardrobe lady?
I went. Early 70s.
I'm sorry, my wardrobe lady's snorting coke in the maid's room. I'll be right back. You do everything yourself around here.
This is becoming a drug operation. I feel like I need to.
Well, we got flagged from upside down and left to right, north, south, east, west. Oh,
well,
Lord.
that's what the L does. It's the upside down. It's the 12th letter of the alphabet. It's an upside down 7. That's its secret. But also, what's beautiful about the L, and anyone who has especially an L,
she did.
There you go.
She did.
She did. It's the upside down.
She got her shirt.
My wardrobe lady is useless.
It's the upside down, girl. You're the L. You are Stranger Things.
Oh my God.
You are Stranger Things.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, you know.
There she goes. Now we're getting into slight porn here. Slight porn. Nothing.
No, I was trying to do a headstand in my chair, but I don't think that's safe. Because if I fall down, I'm like 60 years old. If I fall down, I might not be able to get back up. Like it's not, and I don't have a little.
Well, the thing about me is I've been abducted too many times, so I cannot be turned upside down.
I've suppressed all that. I think that's I don't know about abducted, but I think I've definitely had interactions because otherwise my artwork wouldn't look the way it does. You know,
Darling, you've had the interaction
gracious
and the intercourse of communication on another level.
I have reptilian DNA.
Julian Michael.
What time?
Oh my God.
Darling, sweetie, poopsie. You call me darling, I get to call you poopsie. Poopsie.
You can call me.
Get him off of here. He is distracting. Get out of here. Oh
back to the AI.
Look, he's blushing.
Yeah, I think I do believe, which is kind of biblical, and think is, yeah, maybe. I don't know for sure because I have not been hired or had to look at a new contract. But on the Screen Actors Guild website, I'm sure is a copy of the contract and what it says. And I do think that there is a clause in the new contract that does give permission to use your likeness in the future. However, I think that if they choose to do that, they do need to notify you and that your likeness gets paid the same amount of money you do. So
okay.
here's the thing for all of you lazy actors.
Yes.
I skipped the potty mouth part, hyphenated.
Thank you, John. Thank you. This is a children's show.
It's a baby show. Okay, well, so
is.
It's a show for babies like me. So yeah, I think you have to sign it, but I think they have to, your likeness. So for you lazy, you upside down 7 lazy people out there who happen to also be actors and who are nervous about this, like, if you're actually that lazy, this is a good thing because you can keep your butt on your couch at home and then your likeness can go to work for you. Less abuse to the skin, no makeup, no having to take the makeup off. And that's like, it's a lot less work for everybody except maybe the people who have to generate the AI. Like, I don't know. And the flip side of that, I think, is also the things that kind of upset me personally. When AI doesn't fall and break its leg, workman's comp off the table. These billion-dollar corporations are saving so much money. And in my personal opinion, the contracts where I'll call us middle-class actors, not A-list, but not extras either.
Yes.
In exchange for this bequeathing of your fakeness, we should be getting paid a hell of a lot more money.
Sure.
Like, it shouldn't be 1%, the rest of the actors, and then extras. Like, there should be a little more give. Like, these suits have some nerve. Seriously.
That's right.
Like, and now
that's why, darling, it's time for you to become a director and a producer.
I got stuff in the hopper, I tell you. I got lots of stuff in the hopper. I got music, I got scripts, I got ideas, I got stuff. I have stuff.
You're the LA woman. In LA, everyone has a script. Everyone has an idea.
I'm on the Upper West Side. I'm on the Upper West Side, and I'm a New Yorker. Born and raised here. Went there for a few decades. Hair! She's off with the wardrobe lady. Can't control these people. I tell you.
No, not at all. I'm on the Upper East Side, darling.
Oh, really? Where? Well, no, okay, you might not want to say that. I'm on 93rd and Broadway.
I'm on 82nd.
Like, so
I know exactly where you are.
All right. I was born at Mount Sinai Hospital at Flower Fifth, which is where my father also fired.
I was born in Astoria.
Oh, Queens.
Astoria Hospital. And
I'm sure you have lots of Astorias about that.
I was born with the umbilical cord around my neck 3 times.
Wow. I had to stop pushing my daughter out. She had the same thing.
My mom died. My mom died. My godfather, who was the doctor, was calling for my mom to come back. He was taking the cord off of my neck. And my mom came back. The cord was released. And here I am.
So your mom was able to raise you, right?
My mom and my dad raised me, yes.
Your dad raised you. Did your mom pass away in childbirth?
No, she didn't. She came back.
She did come back. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. That's good.
And then after that, and what's wild after that, because she had an amazing shape. She was thin. And after she had me, she got heavy. Interesting. And also, she was told by the doctors, and that's why we're all miracles here to create miracles. She was told by the doctor, my godfather, because she had 2 miscarriages, that you'll never have children. And I was the big surprise.
Well, thank God.
And here I am with Lady Leanne Curtis, Grizzly,
Right.
and
Julian
myself.
Michael, aka Poopsie, and Darling, aka Lady Leanne. I like it.
That's
Darling,
right.
it's the Darling and Poopsie show.
So
I like it. So
what are you up to now?
So what am I up to now? I've been creating a lot of music. Grizzly was kind enough to give me a chance at feeling my oats, as it were, when it comes to Streamcast podcast, because I've had this idea called Riding the Frequency, and I spell it FREAKWENCY, because I feel like we're all riding a frequency. And then I did the wordplay. Yeah, so I've had that like in my mind for literally about 5 years. And then Grizzly invited me on to guest on a show with one of his other people. And that led to Grizzly offering me a space on his network to just sort of ease my way in.
The show. Yeah.
Episode 8 just happened a little bit earlier. And it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been fun.
Can I ask you your birth date? You don't have to tell me the year.
7/11/1965. I was born at 6:05 p.m.
Damn, Jimmy. Hey, Lady Leanne, he's getting ready to give you a psychic reading. Stand by.
But so you are the spy. You're a 7. So you need space. No matter where you are, what you're doing, you need the space. That's the 7. That's your psychic ability, your intuitive ability. That's also on the dark side. You might have visited Satan's lair, and you might have also gone out of that lair and realized, I don't want to be a part of his program. So I want to be the teacher of the mysteries rather than being a mystery. Yes. And that 11, that's beautiful. That's the messenger of the gods, darling. But that's also your high priestess energy. So you know about the dark and the light. You bless both, but you're moving straight ahead. You're the explorer pioneer. You're the high priestess, girl. You got the 21-3 in your year, and that's all about you understanding how to share yourself, your communication with people. There's the trinity of telecommunications and beauty. It starts with the 2. It's the 21. It's the world card in tarot. You're the one that is on top of the world, and you're going, all right, I'd like to make a difference. That's why I'm back. I'm here to make a difference in this world. You got double 3s in your birthday because your code is 7233. So there's that part of you that's taken you a while to open yourself up, because there's a quietness, there's a shyness in you. And through song and also through comedy and everything else, you've broken through this. And it's not an easy year for you, darling. You're going through some interesting times, a lot of upheavals, but at the same time, there's prosperity all over you. My God, it's showering. You're in your power time right now. You're the one that's now showing your kingdom. My name is the Lady. I'm Lady Leanne, and look what I've accomplished all these years. And you can do the same thing for
exactly what I see in her right now. Yes.
You're a beautiful lady. Nice meeting you. You have the duality. You have the 7 and 3. So you are very introspective, very much to yourself. And then you're the one that, that pole dances. In the wintertime. So you know, you have and you sing at the same time, and all the neighbors are going, "Oh yeah, that's Lady Leanne. She's on her pole and she's singing." And that's cool.
My pole as my trusty steed. You're
Yes,
so
Johnny.
funny.
You
Wow.
have that 7-3 introvert extrovert, and it's not easy because it's almost like understanding and knowing that you have this duality and how to deal with it, and that you're not a happy schizophrenic.
I've decided that the duality actually makes one whole, well-rounded entity. So I'm comfortable with both directions and in the middle all at once.
Yes.
What
And,
a beautiful thank you for that. What a lovely gift. Like I had no idea I was gonna be thank you. Thank you, Julian.
I had no idea either. And that's what the show and that's what this show is all about. It's about the unpredictable.
Well, I think that the unknown is my friend. I didn't always think that, but now I think that. A lot of folks spend a lot of time being very afraid of the unknown, which allows them to not give themselves permission to explore it and revert back to behaviors that are not necessarily healthy, but they're familiar. So people tend to cling sometimes, but I'm here to tell you and encourage you all to let go a little bit, explore a little bit, feel comfy in your skin a little bit, because keeping your emotional and mental environment something that messages your molecular structure with good messages you will receive, and then it will translate into good health, prosperity, all the good things that people seem to find so what's the word, not evasive, delicious, and yet sort of not tangible somehow, because
oh yeah,
it's
well,
it's law of attraction.
Sure. It's having faith and trust in knowing that this field that's within and around us is
the unified field. Yes, sir.
Empowered by our thoughts, empowered by what we eat, what we drink, organic, hopefully, biodynamic if you're drinking wine, as well as also, especially as we move forward into this new frequency called 2025, it's very high, very unpredictable, and it's very important for people also to realize that they are magnificent in their creativity, in their prosperity, as well as in their va-va-va-voom.
Correct. We are all creators, whether we choose to acknowledge that consciously or not. You're creating. Every time you have a thought, all you good people out there, you're creating something. You think electromagnetic signals combined with emotions, that's energy in motion, into a field which is unified, which accepts all of your thoughts and turns it back into your experience. So one must be very vigilant, may not be the word, because it seems to elicit a sense of danger. It's not danger. It's just be mindful of what you're thinking and what you're then attracting back to yourself and
Totally.
into the collective.
It's all about the Nikola Tesla.
Exactly, 369. Yes. Nikola, we love you wherever you are.
He had a double birth date because he was born at midnight.
I have a friend who was born at midnight, so we celebrate at midnight on the 26th, which is sometimes the 27th, and I don't know. It's kind of wishy-washy, but it's all good.
Exactly. As a numerologist, that's what you do. You celebrate the
it's like a Venn diagram.
And the birthday after, and it's both. And that's why he is who he was, because he had all of this frequency. Because your birth date is a frequency. It's your PIN number. It's your connection with your soul's account, your Akashic records, the library of lights, your library of past, present, future, now. It's all there in that birth date, darling.
I heard it put in a way that I really liked, and I can't remember if it was Greg Braden or Nassim Haramein who were speaking, but it's where the curve and the straight line meet is where that's where the curve and the straight line meet at that apex is the fractal blueprint for your iteration into the persona. For whatever feeling and learning your soul has to expand.
Evolving. It's all about evolution.
It is, which is why I firmly believe that the concept and the ideas, right, that have been accepted by our collective, are definitely what drive things. So when it dawns on the collective that this is a conceptual space, right, they will be very careful, I think, how they the education of the species is necessary for the evolution of the species, which means, again, we're back to letting go of the old, accepting new information, making space for new information, not ridiculing things because you don't understand it. That is the ego's way. That is not the higher self way. We are all fractals of God, source, mind, and behaving like that. And bending our egos to our higher selves rather than being dragged by the nose by our egos and our physical material wants and needs is probably a good idea.
Talking about all of that and more, where do you get your songs from? Where do they come from, darling?
They come from the field. Ideas. I pull ideas and use my physical body to have them come through into tangibility. They don't come from me. They come through me. 1,000,000%.
Wonderful. And can we hear, not now, we won't have the time, but are you anywhere on YouTube or have you?
Sir.
Excuse me?
Yes, sir. My mom was a jazz composer. One of the things she did. And I supported her, and I supported my daughter, who's also a singer-songwriter. And after my mom passed away, I had all these of my own stuff. And so I pushed my comfort zone, and I wrote a song, and I released it last October 31st, 2023. And I will be releasing my 8th single on December 31st this year to start the new year. The song is called Hopium, because
I love it.
I like to sell hope. Hope is all as addictive as anything else. So let's all stay in the hope vibration and continue to create beautiful things for ourselves by holding the thoughts.
You're a cosmic wordologist.
And a galactic social worker is what I feel like some days.
And even more. In regards to your music, can we see it on YouTube? Can we see it on Spotify?
Yes,
can we
to both?
On both.
Yes to both. I go by Lady Leanne. My music is Lady Leanne. My artwork I've branded as 8D, like 8th dimension LC. So 8DLC is my art. Lady Leanne is my music. Leanne Curtis is my acting, and just my hi, Leanne Alexander Curtis. Nice to meet you, aka darling.
So you are a woman of different frequencies, and at the same time, you're also bringing peace to the world. And people don't even know that with the new administration, as well as everything that's happening in 2025.
Lot of shaking up, lot of shifting, lots of reperception of things, and lots of rehabilitation, remembering. Remembering from
yes,
the dismemberment. There was a dismemberment.
Ourselves. We're
That's
reknowing ourselves. Yeah.
Remembering. Like I like to think that because we were psychically dismembered, energetically dismembered, you know, so we are now remembering and healing.
Yet, what's interesting that the 2025, which is a 9, and the 9 represents being one with the higher 0 of that form of that 9, one of God consciousness, and to understand that source, all that there is, that divine world, that garden of God that we're all a part of. It's important that we get rid of all the toxicity, that we purge, that we go through all of this in order
so that
to
we can actually be our divine, working at our full throttle divinity instead of being bogged down by all the misinformation, disinformation, and distraction.
Oh, and what's interesting is that's why it's important for people to understand that, to do everything you can to stay in harmony and balance with a smile on your face, not to take life too seriously, and at the same time also be in your equipoise of mind, body, and spirit.
I love that word. Did you just say equipoise?
Equipoise.
That's like equilibrium and being poised all in one word. I love that. Thank you.
It's a beautiful, powerful word. That
I love that word.
Yeah, please.
I might have to title my next EP Equipoise.
I see it.
Equipoise is great, man. Am I allowed to steal that? I'll give you credit.
Go ahead, girl. But it's a word. You can look it up. It's in the Webster's dictionary. Matter of fact, Webster probably used it. But what's important is that I see a T-shirt of you having equipoise on your chest.
Okay.
You're the woman of equipoise, and that's where all of us.
Because there was a time where I was a woman of extreme pendulum behavior. But I had to do that so that I could understand it viscerally, so that I could get to where I am now. So I appreciate all the crazy that I did. I really do.
Chris, isn't there a song, "The Pendulum Swings"? Da 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 da.
I think so. Yeah.
Da, da, da. Hey, Mrs.
On top of which, I just listened to a whole book called Reality Transurfing, where they discuss the pendulum and how pendulums love to grab the ego and drag it to one side or the other, and to really be very mindful about staying in the middle and being aware of both sides, but, you know, staying in your equipoised area.
If you take grandfather clocks and you put them in different positions and poses, and they're all going certain ways, they'll eventually start going the same way, because the pendulum
they synchronize
and bring all of those grandfather clocks to equipoise.
Thank you for using the word in a sentence properly. I like that. Better. Thank you. You're a trip, man.
Anytime. Yeah.
We should meet in Central Park and go feed some pigeons.
Do you know my favorite place in, and I'd love to do that, in Central Park is Cleopatra's Needle.
I was going to say it's either Cleopatra's Needle or Alice in Wonderland. One of the two. I was going to guess.
Yeah. I like Alice in Wonderland, but I like the last 2 times I was at Cleopatra's Needle within the last month, there were hawks around. And I love.
What you want to talk about synchronicity, Chris? I'm going to show you. I'm going to send you. We don't have time. Are we over at 8? What's happening on this show?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
All right, let me forward you text or Facebook.
Facebook.
Okay. Oh my gosh. So this is what follows me around. It's there.
I love animals, and for the audience, if you come across an animal, please Google animal totems, the meaning of these animals, because there's a reason why these animals show up, especially at that moment in the now when you're experiencing that animal. That animal is communicating to you on another level of what its power is and what your power and your integration with that animal is. Yes, lady? Leanne
You'd be
Curtis.
very interested to know that I have discussions with a very giant crow that likes to land on the water tower. We talk to each other. I've rehabilitated crows back in LA, but this is what was waiting for me this morning. It's huge.
That's a hawk.
It's a red-tailed hawk. Its head is as big as my fist.
Wow. Please,
and then it flew to my other window and hung out on my windowsill in the primary bedroom. So yeah, it's always hawks and crows seem to follow me everywhere. New York, LA, doesn't matter.
please send me that. I'll give you my information. I have videos of hawk. I just took a video a number of weeks ago where all of a sudden I'm walking and I hear Julian, go to Central Park. I went to Central Park, went to Cleopatra's Needle. I just relaxed there in the benches, and the next thing there was a hawk on top of the needle.
Okay, Julian, so let me ask you a question. When I see hawks, I just told my husband this after my show and right before I was invited to come talk with you guys. I feel like when I see hawks, it's the message that my vision is clear and I know what I'm seeing, and that
it's also being able to see what you don't see. It's going into other dimensions, other worlds, and understanding that there's also the unseen, and that you're able to see and experience and feel and hear the unseen, and
which
also
I do.
Your mentality and your sight is being now heightened because
expanded. Okay. Well, yours too, clearly.
It's going to Hawk School.
Well,
You've gone to Hawk School. Yes.
We can both go to Hawk School at Cleopatra's Needle. I've seen as many as 10 of them circling.
Wow.
There was one day where I counted. I was like, there's 4. Wait, no, more than that. And don't forget the big, giant bald eagle that shows up. I've seen it twice in the last 5 years. There's a bald eagle.
Wow. You see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, animals of all ages, this is very important for you to hear this and feel this and know this, because this is a time where these animals are talking to us. And you don't have to go and see Wicked to experience what we just talked about.
Right. I live in the middle of Manhattan. People tell me, do you ever get out into nature? Well, no, I've got a Faraday cage with all the plants I've grown from seeds out of my grapefruits and whatever. I've got 4 parrots. I've got these, beautiful creatures who show themselves to me and communicate with me. So yeah, I don't really need to leave my apartment to do that. It's a vibe. It's what you attract. It's what you notice.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. It looked like Julian got zapped.
No.
I know.
No.
I'm so glad that you came on the show, because he was like, we need to talk to somebody from Hollywood about AI and the writers. And I was like,
what you ask for, Julian. Careful what you ask for.
I know, right? I was like, Julian, hold on. Let me message somebody. He's like, really?
Yeah.
That was cool. I'm so glad you got to come on.
Sweetie, I can't believe he lives right across the Central Park from me. I should definitely.
Isn't that crazy?
Should go feed some pigeons at Cleopatra's Needle.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, thank you again. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, show at 9 p.m. Eastern time. Tune in.
Oh, you are a juggernaut. Juggernaut Grizzly.
Oh, here he is. There you are.
I
I love Mercury retrograde. I love you, Mercury retrograde. I love you with such a passion.
I actually do too, because really cool things, aside from technological nonsense, but there are really cool things that happen. Really cool things that happen.
In the time of Mercury retrograde, it's for us to use our intuition more because we're playing a game with Mercury retrograde. It's like being a chess player. So it's important that we know in advance what is the pros and cons and what this Mercury retrograde can do and cannot do. So it's like we're ahead and we're playing this game. It's like just now my computer just all of a sudden just went off and then here I am on the phone. So, you know, but it's knowing, it's having, it's like being a director. It's having another way of looking or doing or creating or taking that photo because all of a sudden, or that making that movie, all of a sudden a storm can happen.
Well, you know, like if you want to talk about it in the intellect and materialist way, intelligence isn't remembering lots of information. It's knowing what to do in the moment. And clearly Julian knew what to do in the moment, didn't get stuck and go, oh, damn my computer, start, you know, throwing his computer. What did he do? He went, okay, you don't want to work. That's fine. I've got a device that's called a cell phone and I'll just hop right back on that way. No tantrum, no problem, no demonizing anything. He came back and loved Mercury retrograde. So this man is, I love you.
Man, Julian, tell everybody good night. We're out of here.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you, Lady Leanne. Bye, everybody.
Thank